Hey, W here. Welcome to my channel. So I've been looking at a lot of this extremely cool 3D printed and painted like figurines, maquettes, or whatever you call them. All these beautifully detailed characters and dragons and animals and wizards and robots and warriors and what have you. Beautifully done. And I love it. And ever since I got a 3D printer of my own, I wanted to try something like that, try doing it and see if, first of all, if it was feasible at all to print that kind of thing on my printer, and also see if it was something that I had a knack for or at least enjoyed doing. So I decided it was time to take this idea for a spin. I went online and browsed the 3D model repositories because I don't make stuff like this myself. I was looking for something that I like, obviously, but also trying to find something that seemed simple enough that it was feasible both for the printer, again, to do, and also so that my non-existing painting jobs wouldn't run into a brick wall too hard. I settled on this highly detailed Spider-Man bust that I found, which I'll link to below, because Spidey was always one of my favorites, especially when I was a kid. And also this was a paint job that seemed like it would be manageable. So first I had to print it out, obviously, which I thought went pretty well. There's a lot of fine detail on a model like this, which does get lost when printing something this small and on an FDM printer. But there was more than enough detail left that I felt like forging ahead with it. So first thing I did after that was hitting with some gray filler primer. So much for printing it out in Spider-Man red. But I wanted the primer to fill the print lines as much as possible without washing out the suit details too much again. But that and some gingerly applied sandpaper also removed a few minor print artifacts. So bringing back the Spidey suit base red, of course, courtesy of my airbrush, and then it was time to break out a brand new set of tiny paintbrushes that I bought for this project. I did not buy new paints. I did everything with my cheap TimberTech airbrush ones. Now that I know that I like it and it's fun, maybe I'll get some better paints for this kind of thing. But these ones did feel perfectly okay for this kind of beginner project. So that was fine. Anyway, here's a few hours worth of painting boiled down to a brief montage of me starting to learn a new skill while also trying to find out how to film it. So let's have some music. And here it is, finished, done. I'm actually quite happy with it. I knew from the beginning that I wouldn't be able to paint like everything so that it looks like the Marvel movies, where everything is crisp and machined. But I like the way that the brushstrokes they came out looking sort of like a comic book drawing. It's sort of like a drawing that popped into life. There's a vibrancy to these lines because of the brushstrokes, and I like it. It was born out of necessity, but I think it's kind of cool. The model comes with a stand that I'm not too happy with, so I have to do something for display purposes and get it to look right. But other than that, I'm very happy with this. It was fun, and it won't be the last time I do something like this. So let's wrap it up with a few close-ups. Thank you so much for dropping by, and I'll see you next time.